happened, first off, what started all this with this family, I'm the grandma.
Okay, it's Grandma Wanda, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Their youngest was sexually abused in school by a teacher. 10 times we took him to Avera's Behavioral Health, begged him to please keep him and help him. Each time he came home, he was worse. Started self-abusing, all this other stuff. On the second anniversary of my mom's passing, they took the kids. I had the youngest one with me just before this for 3 months.
You say they, Department of Social Services.
Yes. Had the youngest one with me for 3 months. Tried to get him into school. I live in Watertown. Tried the surrounding schools. Nobody would take him. Had him at a daycare. With some of the problems that he incurred from the situation that happened to him, he tried to do that at this daycare. I had to bring him back home. We tried to keep him home until after the holidays, because it was Christmas and then New Year's. Just before they took him in, my daughter was on Skype with me, telling me what was going on. I said I wanted to talk to him, acted like I didn't know anything. Asked him what happened. He said he self-abused. And then it got worse. He threatened to kill my daughter in her sleep, cut her throat, all this other stuff, and threatened that if he got taken back to the hospital, that his brother and sister were going to be taken out of the home too, and mom and dad would go to jail. Almost happened. Kids were taken. Mom had 4 felonies and a misdemeanor resting on her shoulders because he told them he got bit by his mom. No notification of the other 2 being taken, except that we had talked to the attorney. He said, don't have them talk to anybody, have them talk to their attorney. Get a text from the oldest one saying, Mom, help, they're trying to take me, and I didn't say anything. She was standing outside waiting for her daughter to get off the bus, and no daughter.
He took the kids from school?
Yes. I wasn't served papers or anything.
No papers, nothing. This was on a Friday. Had she not got that text from her oldest, would have never known where they were.
Yeah.
Okay.
How'd you get him back?
I went to,
How many years?
it was 2 years and 8 months.
Oh.
3 years till it was dismissed.
Goodness.
Over 3 years till it was dismissed.
But charges were dropped before the first year. But
And it took you 2 more years after charges were dropped?
Because we kept fighting because Tanner was being abused in his foster home. We fought to get him moved to a different foster home. They put him in a different foster home. That was abusive. He ran away. He had broken arms.
10 days he had a broken wrist before they even had it
I
looked
got
at.
that x-ray. If you
And
want.
and that was only after we had a couple visits with him, and it was audio and videoed and everything, and kept saying it needs to be checked. I met him at the clinic and said, because we went down for x-rays because the doctor was pressing on the wrong arm, of course, because he didn't want to say anything.
The
And I
foster
walked
dad
down.
had him terrified.
Yep, and I walked down to the x-ray with him and said, honey, I'm his best friend.
Every grandma thinks it's best. I've got
Ask him,
grandsons
he'll
too, yeah.
Anyway, I walked down there with him and said, honey, if it hurts, you've got to be honest and tell him. So, okay, we get the x-rays back, and the doctor's looking at where he said it hurt, kind of hurt. And he said, there's nothing there. I said, it's got to be. I said, there's got to be. So he flicked through a couple more, and I said, there it is. He said, let me tell them. I'm the doctor. It was broke.
Yeah, the
10
x-ray is
days
obvious.
before he even got it looked at. And they sent him back to that foster home.
I contacted tried to contact Mary Jacqueline. He wouldn't talk to me. He told me I needed to plead guilty and move on.
I hear that a lot. I hear that there's a situation that she doesn't want me to drop her name, but her daughter basically lied about her husband. And you'll notice that they love kids with more than one in the family. The bigger the kid, the more money they get. The bigger the family, the more money that they get. She has 5 children. Her oldest didn't like the rules in the house, so made up a story about her father, which evidence does not support. She said that her father molested her. There was no physical evidence anywhere. And yet, just on the daughter's testimony, her whole family. Now, the mother has to testify against the husband. Otherwise, she'll get her 4 other kids taken away. She has no choice to defend her husband, so she doesn't know what to do. She's not here today because she probably, she's taking care of her
Well,
children.
even after a year after he was on the stand and said it didn't happen, I was mad and made it up. It still took us over a year to get him back.
I had witnesses. Brian was living at my house when he made this, so she made this up. So she knew they wouldn't let any of my witnesses come to court. None of them.
There had people on the stand that didn't even know my daughter, had never talked to her, never seen her, nothing, telling lies about her. All that was okay. When they got their side to go up, they weren't able to get this person or that person or this person. We didn't have time. But years of the state having all these people and repeating it over with the kids' attorney, saying the same thing to the same people. When it came to them, they got just a few minutes and they were cut off.
And the sad part, we're the lucky ones. Isn't that ironic that we went through this nightmare and we're the lucky ones because we actually got our kids home alive, emotionally abused, but they're home. We are the exception to the rule. Most people.
But they damaged them. Severely damaged
Justice,
them.
she doesn't even want to sleep by herself. She'll still sleep with us if she can.
This was a very loving family. I can't be more proud of my daughter for being such a good mom. They were all really close, really close. And all we did was beg for him to get help.
Talking about CHS, that's where these two were. That's where she was.
Crippled Children's Home Society.
Yep.
That's who gave her all the broken arms and the stitches, and she was sexually molested.
Yeah, well, that's why we're here. This is the starting point.
It's unreal how much they get away with them. I mean, every time we went to court, they cut her down saying what a bad mom she was. She's not a bad mom. She loves those kids with all her heart.
Well, thank you so much. Please give these people a hand. It is